China has announced it'll contribute millions of dollars to building a new stadium in Solomon Islands, weeks after diplomatic ties between the two nations were re-established. It comes as news of a powerful Chinese official attending an important forum in the Pacific next week. As Andrea Nierhoff reports, the announcement has raised questions over whether China will use the meeting as an opportunity to spread its influence in the region.
Two leaders, one agreement. Solomon Islands and China make their re-establishment of ties official.
I am very glad to meet with you. Not long ago, the government of Solomon Islands made a right decision to recognise the One China principle and sever the diplomatic ties with the Taiwan authorities. This conforms to the trend of the times and benefits the two peoples.
So my government and people have chosen to be on the right side of history and normalise relationship with the People's Republic of China.
Now, China has announced it will bankroll a multi-million-dollar stadium in the Solomons, a stadium that Taiwan had already agreed to fund. It comes ahead of a Pacific Economic Forum to be held in Samoa next week. The guest of honour, high-ranking official Chinese Vice Premier Hu Junhua.
It's certainly an opportunity for Pacific Island leaders to raise any concerns they may have about projects or initiatives that are ongoing in their countries. We know that there are concerns around debt and how debt factors into the overall scheme of fiscal policy for these countries. And we know that they're also concerned about how they can get increased employment for their own people out of big infrastructure projects.
There are queries over whether the forum will be used by China to try and further its Pacific interests. With Solomon Islands and Kiribati switching ties from Taiwan to Beijing, there are now only 4 Pacific nations still aligned with Taipei. Meanwhile, China hasn't been shy about getting more countries to join its Belt and Road Initiative. Also watching what comes out of the forum closely will be Australia.
Well, I think China wants to maintain its presence in the region. It wants to maintain its commitment both in terms of visibility and high-level engagement as well as funding with its Pacific allies, with the countries with which it has relationships. What Australia needs to be focused on is its relationship with Pacific Island countries for its own sake, not how it can be reacting to what China does.
Andrea Nierhoff, ABC News.